What is going on, YouTube? It's King Game 29 here, back after a long while, and just wanted to talk about the April ban list, because not many YouTubers I think are talking about it at the moment, and don't have like a really solid thought of what's going to get banned, what's going to come back, and all that. So I just want to take my stab at it, and just say what's going to get banned, what would be healthy for the game, maybe some surprises, who knows, but let's just get right into it, and hopefully, I'm going to start making more videos. I want to do a deck profile. I feel the fire again to make some videos because I haven't in a while. And, feeling more passionate. So, let's get right into it. So, for stuff I have banned, let's start with Saruja Skull Dread. I think this card is really broken right now in the game. It helps a lot of decks. And, in tandem with the danger stuff, you're able to summon 4 monsters really easily, make Saruja draw the 4, put 3 back. And then, but being able to do it like 3 times is crazy because you draw a fourth of your deck, assuming you're playing 40 cards, and that's just not good. Not good for the game. So, Saruja, you gotta go. Next, I have Nightmare Mermaid banned. Nightmare Mermaid along with the Orcus deck, that's really crazy. The 2-card combo, make Galatea, send the Orchestrated Nightmare, and just go balls to the wall. It's a little too crazy, I think, and having a Nightmare Mermaid banned would probably be helpful more than hurtful. When Dark Neostorm comes out, they have, they have Italy, they have the Counter Trap, they have the Exceed. The deck gets really crazy, so I think just banning Nightmare Mermaid checks the deck a little. Next, I have Sky Striker Multi-Roll banned. Multi-Roll is like the bane of that deck. Like, it's just so free, it kind of reminds me of Spellbook of Judgment. You're able to like recur like 3 or 4 cards, maybe 5, like at the end phase. This recurs up to 4, like 3 to 4 usually. And just being able to recycle those cards over and over again is just really crazy. So I think having the multi-roll banned would be the good hit for the deck. The last card I have banned here is Rank Up Magic Phantom Knight Force, the launch. This just will check the Azathoth. This will check the DDD guy, whoever he is. Don't know his name, but it checks both those cards. Don't have to worry about banning them because they're also good in other stuff. They're supposed to be used on your turn, not the opponent's turn. And it's just because I know Konami really, they ban stuff that like, oh, you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! So I think this is a you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Card in tandem with Azathoth and the DDD Exceed there. So those are the 4 cards that I have banned. Now coming back for limited to 1, I have tried Infecting Virus. This card has done absolutely nothing. I don't think it will do anything. And, Konami likes to test the waters at bringing cards at 1 back. So I think Tribe Infecting Virus at 1 is pretty good. It won't shake the waters too much. And, it eats a normal summon, which is really, like, it screws up your normal summon. It gets rid of some stuff, but I think Tribe Infecting Virus at 1 is not that bad. Next, I have Phantom Skyblaster at 1. This card's crazy in the Thunder Dragon deck. In, like, any deck, basically, that, like, you don't normal summon. This is your normal summon, and once you normal summon it, then it's, like, game over. You summon a bunch of tokens, and you link off, go crazy. I think having it at 1 makes it less sackier than, always having it with, like, the Saruja draw and all that. So, Skyblaster at 1 checks that nonsense. Next, I have Thunder Dragon Colossus. Thunder Dragon Colossus kind of checks Thunder Dragons. You want to search in your search decks, promotes not playing the game. Having it at 1, you're still able to play the Thunder Dragon deck itself. I like Thunder Dragon. Thunder Dragon's a fun deck, but, just spamming out 3 Colossus and saying you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't that fun. So I think having it at 1 checks the deck, and it makes it a little more balanced. Next, I have Nightmare Goblin coming back. Taking away a Nightmare and then bringing 1 back, I think, is a little healthy. I mean, having the complete, U-board now, minus the Mermaid, it's a little crazy, but I'm bringing it back because Nightmare Italy, that breaks the U-board alone. So I think having Nightmare Goblin back at 1 won't be the end of days. So, and plus it's a generic rank 2 that points left and right, and we don't have many of those. Probably the best one is that one from that structure deck that's like 1600. Not Honeybot, but it's binary sorceress. Yes, binary sorceress is probably the best one at the moment. That points left and right. That's just kind of generic more than this. So I have Nightmare Goblin coming back at 1. And also, this is kind of like a wild card, sort of. I have my wild cards in my side deck. I'll get to that later. But One of Curious Zenmaity, it hasn't really done much. I don't think it'll do much. I think the hand loop is dead, contrary to popular belief. The wind up loop is kind of a little old and more slow. I don't think it'll be like, wow, Zenmaity's back. Oh my god, time to play wind ups. No, that's not going to happen. It'll bring the nostalgia back. It'll make the deck a little more playable. Zenmaity at 1 won't be the end of days. And then, let's see, what else I got? I got Engage to 1. I think Engage at 1, stops more degeneracy. You don't have to hit Kagari to 1, but I feel Engage, it really stops the shenanigans in that deck. And then I have Heavy Storm coming back. It checks a lot of decks, I think. A lot of people would be like, Heavy Storm, what the hell? You should never bring that card back. But, they brought back Raigeki, kind of the same thing, more or less, and that still hasn't gone back. I remember Snatch Steal back in the day, that came off and went back pretty quick, but I think they should test the waters. They like bringing these crazy cards back to 1, and I think Heavy Storm back at 1 kind of checks, it checks Subterror, it checks the Salamangreat with the counter traps and all that. It'll just be a card to either, it checks Altergeist. Altergeist isn't that big right now, but it checks that too. And kind of True Draco, I guess. True Draco here and there. But True Draco, they get all their bonuses off Heavy Storm, so it's like, who cares? But Heavy Storm, it'll bait out the counter traps, and then you're still able to play the game through those other traps that they have, those decks, the Final Battle, the Salamangreat, the Roar, the Rage, all that. So I think Heavy Storm back at 1 won't be the craziest. And the last 2 could be a coin toss. I have There Can Only Be One and Summon Limit. Summon Limit reminds me of Vandy's Emptiness. It's a very good card, but it stops so much. Like, it's very, very powerful, like Vandy's Emptiness, but it doesn't leave the field unless you get rid of it. Phoenix, Twin Twister, all that. So Summon Limit, mainly using like Subterror and like more anti-meta decks. It's definitely good. I played it myself. It's good against, Thunder Dragon, the Orcust, all that. But a lot of other decks, the lower tier decks, more casual, it really hinders those decks. So I think that could go to 1. Also, There Can Only Be One. If you're playing a full archetype of just one type, it's going to really screw up the deck. The dangers here, the dangers in tandem with, if you're combining those with any other deck, it really helps because you can, I combine the dangers with Salamangreat, and I can be like, Gazelle, reveal a snake or something special, and make Nightmare Phoenix to pop it, which is really nice, but I feel that's a little so extra to just get over this one card, so I think having it at 1 will be a little less crazy than at 3. So I think either one of these can go to 1. And then next, I have the semi-limits. I don't really have many semi-limits. I think semi-limit's kind of like a weird kind of thing, but I don't have any cards going to 2, but I have cards coming back to 2. So Book of Moon at 2. I think Book of Moon at 2 is not the end of the world. Honestly, I could see it going to 3. Flipping monsters face down is like, you can't flip links down, number 1. Mostly, if you're flipping a Subterror down, that's a plus. It also kind of stops like link stuff. Like if I flip a random monster like while you're doing your Orca shenanigans, then you can't link off, which is really shitty for you. So I think Book of Moon coming back isn't the end of the world. Next, I have Dark Arm coming back to 2. I would like to see Dark Arm come back to 2 personally, but I don't know if it will. I'd like to see them test the waters though with Dark Arm Dragon at 2, because at 1 it's not doing anything. It's not even being played. So I think Dark Arm at 2 would be a little more fun, a little more interesting to see. And then I have Skill Drain coming back to 2. I doubt about this one, but I was saying if you bring back, let's say, if you're banning these floodgates or if you're limiting them, I'd say give one back to the players. So I think skill drain would be a fun little, at 2 you can't have skill drain at 3. Skill drain at 3 would be crazy, but at 1 I think it would be interesting. Next at the 3s is my 3 ofs. I have terraforming coming back to 3. At 2 it hasn't done absolutely shit. I think at 2 is like a head scratcher. Like what? I don't know why they did it at 2. I think at 3, it just helps every deck that it's in. That you're limiting those decks. The spiral, the gravekeeper maybe. Got to search that Necro Valley. Even in Subterra, you can. I hate Subterra personally, but let them get their head in City. Let them get their field spells. All those decks. So I think terraforming at 3 is definitely healthy for the game. And then I have Spiral Gear Drone going back to 3. The OCG did this, so I think TCG should follow through on it. Drone at 1 is doing absolutely nothing. Having it at 3 is a little more alright, I think. Just to test to see how Spiral is doing. Then I have Insector Dragonfly coming back to 3. I don't think this is really doing anything at 1. And they brought back Hornet to 3, so bring that back to 3, kind of like the Zen Matey. Test the waters, give the people their nostalgia, give them their Insectors back. And then last but not least, I have Morphing Jar going back to 3. Morphing Jar, not doing anything. It's a flip card. The flip cards are so slow today in today's game, so I think Morphing Jar coming back to 3 won't be the end of the world. Next, I have my quote-unquote wild cards. These are stuff that I doubt that's happening, but, it could swing either way. So I have every danger going to 1. I don't want this to happen, but I could see them doing this because they did it to these guys, the Dragon Rulers. They put those all to 1. So I could definitely see them putting everything to 1 just to kind of check the shenanigans of I'm going to draw my whole deck, beginning of the end, draw, make crazy play, pass. Because no matter what, they've hit some stuff in the past, but they always find a way to just abuse the deck, the mechanic, the cannon soldier, the slash draw, the Cyberstein now. Not many people are playing it, but it's still out there. So we've gone through the banless generations of of formatting this deck, and it still finds a way to do its degenerate shenanigans. So I think it's healthy for the game though. It would be dangerous because it's Luna Light, all the other weird decks that this Danger Spiral. Sorry about that. There's a lot of decks that can combine with the dangers, so I think dangers are healthy for the game more than hurtful for the game. But I can see Konami putting all these to 1. Now, this is more of a want than what I think Konami is going to do. That's why it's in the wildcard section. But I think they can bring back all the Dragon Rulers here. I think the Dragon Rulers, they're fun for the game. There can be splashing in decks such as the Danger. The Exceed, format is kind of dead/dying. I don't think Exceeds are that popular, so spamming Draco Sack and Big Eye isn't as powerful as it used to be back in 2013. Plus, this can go in Mermail, this can go in Salamangreat, this can go in Harpy, whatever win deck you want, Redox, you do you, buddy. But those 4 cards, they're pretty healthy for the game, they're helpful for the game, and I think it would help a lot of decks, like the Dangers have. And then last but not least, I have Pot of Avarice at 1. Having Pot of Avarice at 1 would help, like, every deck. That would be instant 1-of staple. I know the OCG has it at 3, so I'd really like to see Konami put it at 1 in the TCG just to test the waters and see how it works. But, I think this video has gone on a little too long, but, just want to explain everything, put out my ban list, and, there it is. So, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys in the future. Peace.